Happy Friday. Welcome to the last day of Ignite. Thank you for being here. My name is Heidi Glodemans. I'm the Director of Meetings for Microsoft Teams, and I'm joined here today by my esteemed colleague, Ame. Ame, please.
Hey, folks. I'm Ame Parandikar, Group Program Manager for Teams Meeting and the Live Event Experience.
Excellent. So today we're going to talk about reaching your broader audiences through Microsoft Teams live events. We're going to be talking through our goal with the product, showing a quick demo, and talking also about what's coming. So just to level set, I think you've probably seen our vision multiple times this week. But to ensure that you understand that communication and collaboration together is really the goal of Microsoft Teams, we see that all the assets and the investments that have been made, not just in Microsoft Teams, but over the decade plus, where Teams, where communications for Microsoft, all of the learnings that have occurred get pulled into this brand new experience. So we have our communication, so messaging, meetings, as well as voice, integrating into the best of Office 365 with collaboration, extending and pulling in different experiences with third and first party applications, and then of course on top of the security and compliance inherent in the Office 365 substrate. So when we talk about what we're trying to accomplish with live events, it's really twofold. One, we're attempting to ensure that everybody can reach a broader audience. It's no longer just an expertise that is required in order to run these large one-to-manys. I forgot to put a photo in here of myself running a few one-to-manys many years ago, sitting in the back of the room, managing multiple codecs, having multiple video inputs, and streaming it out to the audience via a CDN. You know, instead of that becoming this very burdensome, heavy lifting experience, now we're really offering that to everybody, democratizing live events through the Microsoft Teams experience. So what we'll show you today is how you can schedule, run, and then experience the live events. And then on the other side, ensuring that we also give our experts the tools that they need to integrate, you know, those large one-to-manys through things like third-party encoders. So think of live events in the context of Teams as being a novice to expert set of capabilities. So when we think about just a little bit more about meetings, you've heard us talk about meetings a lot this week, starting with our vision on Monday. I demoed a few of our capabilities in the keynote. But when we think about the different use cases for meetings, we really want to think about it being a continuum, right? So we start with those, you know, one-to-one, one-to-many, spontaneous conversations. We've got ad hoc meetings, scheduled meetings, recurring meetings that may occur in the context of a channel. We've also got now this ability to schedule, like any other Teams meeting, a live event, again, within the same Microsoft Teams experience. And as I mentioned before, ensuring that we take care of our experts as well by empowering third-party encoder experiences. So really just think about this end-to-end meetings experience being a continuum. So with that, I'm going to hand over to Ame and have him talk through what we're doing with the public preview right now.
Great, thank you, Heidi. So as you've heard before at Ignite, we are announcing M365 live events. What that gives you is the ability to schedule, like produce, present, and watch a live event or a broadcast in a very seamless sort of way. It's all integrated within Teams and from an experience point of view, as well as if you want to use like Yammer, for example, or Streams, you can do that too. So it's really a comprehensive offering to kind of suit your needs. With live events, you can take a audio or a video stream from an external encoder if you want, and plug that in, and then stream that to thousands of users. But more importantly, too, we are looking to democratize the live event experience. It shouldn't require like a team of like 5 or 6 people with like tens of thousands of dollars in equipment to produce a broadcast. So our vision is to really make this democratic so everybody can do it. You can seamlessly produce a broadcast with confidence. And then as an attendee, you can watch the live event in wherever Teams is. For example, it could be on your desktop, or your laptop, or a web browser, or a mobile phone. Attendees can now do managed Q&A, so we can ask questions that the moderating team or the event team can reply to. And this is not now all available in public preview. We get often asked about, hey, what about external attendees? Can people outside my organization watch these events? And yeah, we do have the ability to set an ACL such that external people to your organization can just watch the live event in a browser. Thanks. As Heidi mentioned a little bit about meetings, we have been talking a lot about meetings at Ignite, and Teams is a full-fledged enterprise-grade meetings offering, and then that accrues to live events. What that means is that there's an inner meeting which is used for the video and the presenting experience, and in that inner meeting you can join from anywhere, like you can join using a laptop, your mobile phone, or wherever Teams is, and then share your desktop or your application or a window, which then the producer can then take and present it out to thousands of people. For watching, you can watch from a web browser or a mobile phone or Teams, as I mentioned. So that's all about the anywhere aspect. You don't have to worry about like, hey, I have to be in this specialized room for producing or presenting or watching. You can do that anywhere. The next big aspect is about like meeting intelligence. So as we have built on Office 365 and a substrate, we have a lot of context in terms of like documents and people that we bring into the experience. And applying AI on top of it gives us the ability to do things like, hey, you can record the live event. You can play it back later if you can't watch it. There's automatic transcription of the live event. You can search within the live event for specific keywords, for example, and find specific content. So it gives you all of this power at your fingertips. And thirdly, this is about meeting with confidence and producing with confidence. Like in previous incarnations or other different solutions, it's very hard to actually produce a live event, or even presenting is very challenging. So we want to make it very seamless for you, easy for you, so that we'll show in a demo how you can easily join a meeting as a producer or a presenter and then start the production experience. And all of this is delivered via worldwide infrastructure, which is deployed in like multiple data centers around the world with like thousands of ingress and egress points which are close to where users are, so which ensures really good quality. So a little bit about what it gives you and your users. So as a scheduler, you can schedule this and manage this in Teams easily. You can produce confidently. You can have one or more presenters. Like you don't have to say like, hey, there's only one presenter. You can have multiple. You can select their video, or you can select the content. And the content can be screen or window sharing. You can control access. You can set an ACL, say that, hey, only my group or only this part of the organization can watch the event. Or everybody in the company can watch the event for like large events, like, for example, we have like Satya keynotes at Microsoft that we stream over this. Or you can make the event public, like on air, and then anybody with a link can watch it. So this gives you the power to reach any audience anywhere with like video streaming up to like 10,000 people. And you can customize it. For example, you can say, hey, I'm going to use a off-the-shelf webcam or an HD cam to produce it. Or if you have like powerful cameras, you can plug that into our experience and make it even better. Now, you may ask that, hey, how is this managed in terms of streaming, right? So we have Azure CDN, which is deployed worldwide, and it's close to where users are. And that is where we stream content from, and it gets cached at the right location, for example. So if you have a lot of users watching in a region, it's optimized for delivery. However, you may say, hey, I have a customer who has constrained bandwidth in terms of ingress and egress to the customer side. And if you take in 1 Mbps stream and then say there's thousands of people watching it within the enterprise, then that's going to be 1 gig, and they don't have that kind of bandwidth. No problem. We have our CDN partners or eCDN partners like Hive, Collective, and Ramp who are with us at Ignite, and they have solutions that can be deployed within the enterprise firewall, which can take that 1 stream from the cloud and then distribute it to like thousands of people. You can drive ongoing engagement of these sessions. For example, there is not only Q&A that's available during the session, but there's also a Yammer social feed that we bring into our experience. We are working on this, but we will enable like audience sentiment analysis in upcoming releases of this, so you can see how my users are responding to the live event. Like, do they like it? Is there applause? You can see all of those things. And lastly, but not the least, you can really enable all these controls for our users so that they can watch part of the event or the entire event during or after the event. As an attendee, what's important to people is that sometimes it's hard to watch an entire live event, like 1 hour, right? So, but they can, with our solution, because we use streams to record and stream the content as a video on demand solution, you could go after the fact and search for a specific event by keyword, find it, play it, and then look at the transcript. And if you wanted to jump at a specific point of time or interest to you, or a specific speaker, then you can jump to that point in time, so you can just play those 10 minutes that are most relevant to you, giving you more time to do other things. At Ignite, we are announcing preview, and following up soon is live captions and translation. Hopefully, we can see a demo of this in our demo setup, and that should be part of this soon. And so you can have live captions during the event, as well as be able to translate it to several languages. Now, how does it work, like in terms of orchestrating it? So there are different roles we have, and which gives you the power to orchestrate it. Like, we have an organizer who schedules the meeting and can produce it. We have 1 or more producers. So 1 or more, why? Because like sometimes you need like 2 people to produce an event if it's a long-running event, and there's multiple people covering it. Then you can have multiple presenters who can present content. Your presenters can present using their laptop, and then for audio, they can use their machine, or we have also added the ability to dial into the meeting so that your presenter can also dial the phone coordinates, dial in, and their audio will also get sent out. And as attendee, as I mentioned, there's an attendee link that you get, and you can watch the event in a browser or in Teams. And as a tenant admin, I'll describe later on, you have all the policies and the knobs to control this experience to your enterprise, so you're confident that you can roll this out and manage it in a very meaningful way. So with that, we'll kind of transition over to a quick demo. Then Heidi will start off with showing you the experience in Teams.
Okay, so first off, we'll show just what the scheduling experience looks like, right? So first things first, we're going to go into our Meetings tab, click on Schedule a Meeting, and we can create, just like any other meeting, a live event. So we could go in here, we could call this the X1050 launch event. And from here, this is where you determine, Ame mentioned all those different roles before, right? So you can quickly search in here, and I can decide, okay, well, I want Shailendra to be a presenter, or I could decide that I want him to be a secondary producer. So, and we'll show you the difference between the producer and presenter roles. Essentially, think of producers as the orchestrators of the content and video, and presenters really as just a source of video and content. We could also add someone like Sonu, perhaps we can add, since Since this is Ame's machine, we can add myself. And you can see here just quickly we can select roles. And from here, this is where you determine, all right, what are the permissions for the live event? So we want to be able to determine who are the attendees, who are the consumers of this one-to-many. As Ame mentioned, we could specify a list of particular attendees with people and groups. We can make it organizational wide, but then we could also decide, and by the way, this is disabled by default, so as a tenant admin, you need to go in and enable it. But you could also make events public for consumption outside the firewall with a non-authenticated experience. Now from there, you might want to decide, okay, what are the features that we want to have enabled for this live event? And it's really dependent on the use case, right? So at the core, having video and content is really the first and most important feature. But we also want to ensure that, all right, is this a particular event that we want to retain for posterity? So do we want to enable on-demand functions? And we also want to determine, is this something that we want to empower everybody perhaps with captions, so ensuring that people with perhaps in different environments or people who are hearing impaired can experience the event. This is also where we will show the transcription and translation capabilities. And then of course Q&A. So a lot of these events are highly moderated. It is a unidirectional delivery of audio and video. So you do want to make sure that there is some sort of back channel to have that bidirectional, maybe low bandwidth communication back to either a moderator or the presenter themselves. So these are the features that you select during configuration. And
if you hit captions, it'll give you the ability to choose several languages to translate it into.
Exactly. So from here, we can say, all right, my spoken language is English, but perhaps I want to ensure that, we've got multitude of different languages supported. Perhaps want to ensure our peers in Italy and, even those from other planets like Klingon. May the Federation live long. And just from there, once we're done with making those selections, clicking schedule. So the schedule experience generates an invite not unlike the other experiences with Teams meetings. So there is an attendee join link, but you'll also see, if I scroll down here, you'll see the attendee join link. You'll also see, like all other Teams meetings, if you have audio conferencing configured, you have the dial-in coordinates, and then you do, of course, have the attendee link that you can share with attendees through either a separate invite or invite them through this core event. So,
yeah, the one thing to keep in mind is that the link there is for the meeting that gets sent out to your inner meeting for your presenters.
That's right.
And then we purposefully have a separate attendee link that you can copy and then send it out in Outlook or whichever mechanism you have, like you can put it on Twitter if you want or somewhere else. That gives everybody the power to go and watch the event.
Exactly. So we've set up a live event prior to this presentation, and we'll have Ame join it. And again, you see that we do have the different roles called out, and by clicking join.
So I'm a producer for this event now, and then as a producer, I can get the options to join with audio, video, and pick different devices, and I can join this event. You can also join.
Okay. Now, as a attendee, or excuse me, as a presenter, I also want to be able to show what my experience is. So you see I have the same pre-join. I can configure my audio devices. I've got a preview for video, and I can join here as well. You also know that you see a pre-join experience with Blur. Yay. Okay, so I'm joining the meeting as a presenter. Now, you'll notice that our esteemed colleague Rajiv has joined us as well. And we'll flip over to Ame so that you can see we've got multiple presenters supplying content and video into the live event, but Ame, as our producer, is orchestrating.
Man, I'm so stressed right now. I have to produce this event. So I can pick, for example, now I can select, hey, what do I want to add, right? Like I can select Heidi's video here. So Heidi's looking good now. I'm going to send Heidi live. And so when I send her live, what it's going to do is it's going to take the stream that is there, and now she is going to be live. I will start the event, and it says that, hey, do you really want to start this right now? And it started. So now Heidi's live, and attendees will shortly be able to see her with a small delay. Now, you might say that, hey, after she's done speaking, I can essentially change this to like Rajiv. So now, for example, I want to prep this, and I can add content or add video. So I'm going to add Rajiv's content. Okay, how does that look? Yeah, we have a great quadcopter there that we're designing, and I'm going to take Rajiv's video. So Rajiv, by the way, he's not backstage here. He's sitting in Bellevue in Lincoln Square over there, designing our quadcopter. So I'm going to send him live. And what that will do is that now what's happening, hey Rajiv, can you start your presentation? No problem. You're muted, Rajiv.
Yeah, right there in the bottom right of that screen.
I know.
Okay. So while we let our esteemed colleague know that he is muted, let's look and see what it looks like for an attendee.
Yeah, go ahead.
So we've got a browser join. Now in this case, we do have it as an authenticated external user. So this is our friend Angela, and many of you have seen her in the What's New in Microsoft Teams session. And she's authenticated through another tenant. She's able to join this live. Now you can see that that same content that was curated, that was shared through the producer role, the same video, and you'll also see that since we did enable,
Forward.
Great about this new Contoso X1050 drone is the improved camera.
Pay no
with a
attention to the
1-inch
man behind the
25
curtain.
megapixel sensor capable of shooting 4K video at 60 frames per second at a 20 frames per second burst mode for stills. The revolutionary custom lens.
Forward.
Sorry, I'm getting a weird delay. So it's industry first.
okay, you get the idea,
12
right?
elements of the lens are
All right.
So let me show you one more thing. So while this is playing, the mouse will cooperate on this machine.
There we go. So,
Going back and forth with the presentation.
arranged in 8 groups to eliminate distortion of fast-moving objects. Finally, it's as powerful as if you were shooting with multiple cameras. You can capture amazing detail with advanced video processing to support H.264 4K video at 60 frames per second with a 100 megabit per second bitrate. Now, that's just the tip of the iceberg. With the new Contoso drone, you can also yourself avoid obstacles. The rear vision sensors and infrared
I don't know if you know
sensors
Spanish,
combined
but like,
with
this should be.
the system brings things directly to obstacle sensing and avoidance. And for those rare times where you do have to run into something, the carbon fiber and magnesium alloy construction of the Contoso is not only the
Gives you
lightest
German.
in class, but it's also the most rigid. And by being one of the lightest drones on the market, you can shoot amazing aerial images in longer flight times. And it has a flight time of up to 90 minutes.
I'm from
which
India,
is
so you
very,
can
very
see.
good. Now, what's also great is that
I can
it's
actually
cloud-connected for
see this in the. It's not.
every flight. Your Contoso X1050 gets smarter and easier.
Okay.
Great.
All right.
So that was our demo. So this, as you can see, this gives you the power to present, like to produce easily, and for attendees to watch. In this case, we're showing you attendee watching in just a plain browser. Of course, you can, if you want to watch, you can watch it in Teams, and it'll give you the multitasking experience you have in Teams, so you can dock the video on the top left and keep continuing working in Teams if you want. We showed you this, so I'm not going to go through these screens, but they're there in case you wanted to show other people how this would work. The one thing I would want to show here is that after the event, you can manage all the recordings, get the attendance report, see the Q&A, and then send it out to your team if you would like to. It's all available right from the Teams meeting details experience. Now, remember the other thing I mentioned? Like, this is Teams live event, what we showed you. We also have this external encoder option where you can take a TriCaster or a Wirecast stream and then plug it into a Teams meeting if you had a crew of people producing this. And this gives you a simplified option because there's only one stream. You can see that stream and then send it live. And you can control source settings about your encoder. And this is like, a lot of you may be familiar with this kind of production experience. We also have that as an option if you'd like to. Control the slides.
Sure.
So a little bit about the quick start and external encoder mode. They work slightly differently. In the quick start one, which we are showing right now in the demo, you can use the Teams meeting to produce it, but there's no external encoder stream. But if you have external encoder, then the stream is taken from the external encoder to the stream's distribution in the cloud, and then send it out to all attendees. Next. Yeah, so this kind of gives you a bubbles and sticks kind of architecture for how this would work. The key thing here is that there can be multiple presenters, multiple producers. It's all going to our cloud on the right side in terms of Azure like media services, streams, like Skype infra, and from there it gets streamed via Azure CDN to our users. And if you want, you can also leverage our certified ECDN partners, there's RAM, Collective, and Hive to optimize further the experience behind an enterprise firewall. Now, a little bit about policy and in terms of who can create live events, how do you manage live events. We wanted to give you all the power in your hands to deploy this. So for example, if you are an Office 365 customer in an E1, E3, or an E5 SKU, or in Edu as an A3 or A5, you have this ability. It's not like it's not a niched ability. It's available to everybody. I mean, this is a pretty broad range. You have permissions to control creation of live events through our admin center, and you can control the creation of the external encoder-based events in streams. One thing to note is that this requires Teams meeting scheduling to be enabled, of course, because once you enable that, then it can schedule the live event. And then we make sure that intentionally that anybody who is in your organization can do this, but as a guest, you can't go and do this for the organization. That's deliberate. In terms of live event policy, you can control knobs like allow the recording of this, like whether you want to allow it, like captions, whether you want this to be like downloaded after the fact, whether you want Q&A. So all of those are options for you to configure when you set up the event. And lastly, but not the least in terms of options, we have a way to, if you go to the next slide. If you go to the next slide, yeah. Oh, there's no slide. Okay, yeah. You can also configure these to PowerShell. I had a PowerShell screenshot which got deleted. But you can not only enable this to our modern portal experience, but you can use the power of PowerShell to administer that to thousands of users. Okay. So this one is a detailed feature matrix, but I won't go into all the details here. But I think the key things I really want to call out here is that in Skype meeting broadcast, we had several of these features, but we have made it a lot better in Teams with by integrating the experience so that you can produce, present, and watch in Teams. But also, there are pain points that where before we have addressed. For example, we have this full experience we showed you for presenters, producers on a Mac. You can take your MacBook and present or produce an event. Like previously, you couldn't share your screen or an application or a window. Now you can do that. You can pretty much share your screen or share any application on your desktop. As a presenter, you know that, hey, I'm live now. Like sometimes, I often miss, like, hey, am I live or not live? And you're in this gray zone. So we tell you that, hey, you're live now, and then so you can present accordingly. So that's kind of a sliver of improvements that are there, and we have more coming in terms of like sentiment analysis. Like as people react to the event with a thumbs up or like applause, then that will get reflected into the attendee stream and be available as post-event analytics for you to go and look at the event and how it went. So that's in a nutshell how Teams and Office 365 live events works. With that, I think it is all available in public preview today. You can go and learn more about it at aka.ms, Teams live events. You can use it as part of your Office 365 license. I would encourage you to go try it out, give us feedback, and over the next few months, by end of the year, this will be generally available worldwide.
Yeah, the only other thing I wanted to show Ame was that we did forget to mention that, so as an attendee, I can also join through my mobile device, right? So being able to have this same experience with content, video, regardless of where I'm at. So mobile is definitely going to be a leading scenario for us. You can also see that in the mobile experience, I can submit Q&A, right? So I can go in and I might be on the go and I have quick question that I still can be that kind of bidirectional, have that bidirectional connection back to the moderators and organizers. So with that, we'll open it up for questions. Please.
Hey, thank you, Rajiv. Let me kind of sign off from this demo.
Thanks, Rajiv.
Thank you.
Please.
Thank you guys so much. This looks amazing. In Blue Jeans, there is we have the option at the top to do kind of like a banner announcements, like, hey guys, we're having technical difficulties, or hey, please wait for questions after this, or things like that.
Oh, that's a good idea. I like that.
So we are exploring something called Curtain, which is like, hey, you can set up a curtain, which is a specific set of customized text or branding, so you can have it before the event. That's part of our roadmap.
Okay. And then on your mobile screen, I noticed that you have the checkbox for anonymous. Mm-hmm. I didn't see that in the settings. Like we wouldn't want people to post anonymously. We would want to see everyone's names as they ask questions or that sort of thing. So will that be an option to configure?
That's good feedback. That's something we can consider. Like, we have had a request for anonymous questions to make it an option to turn off via policy is something which is totally doable.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great. Thank you.
Hi. Yes, I've actually successfully used Teams live event for a couple of meetings now, global meetings. And I had used Skype meeting broadcast for about a year prior to that. It's definitely an improvement. Mm-hmm. One thing I noticed is the meeting invite that gets sent out to the presenters seems to have two different links with different URLs. What's the difference?
The inner meeting versus the join?
There's the join, and then there's a link at the bottom, and they seem to have different URLs, which is a little confusing to my presenters.
I'm not sure I know what that looks like.
That's a good question. Typically, as a presenter, usually both of them should lead you to the same join experience.
Right.
Yeah.
Because then there's a third link for the attendees.
Yeah, there's a different link for the attendees. Yeah. So we'll.
I only see one here, but we can talk offline too.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not. This might have been an earlier version of this.
It might have been. I used this about a month ago.
Yeah. I mean, this is something, again, like I said, this is public preview.
Okay.
It's become generally available, but I would expect there to be only one link. Yeah.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you.
Hi, this is super exciting stuff, first of all, but are you going to be doing some training, like there's the the big Teams portal that's coming up with all sorts of training for, the one-on-one users. Are you going to be introducing training into that platform as well on how to use this?
I don't see why not. We work closely with that team
Okay.
for meetings all up, but then also across the Microsoft Teams platform. So I would certainly anticipate
Because
that.
I'm
Yeah.
an IT pro for my organization. I don't have the ability to get to the execs to show them how to use this. So having a portal
Yeah.
available to
Yeah.
them to learn is
Of course. Yeah, we should have documentation, videos,
Yes.
other things that give you.
We work really
more-
closely
yeah.
with, you've probably seen her present, Caruana Gatimu
Yes,
on
yes, I
all
saw
of.
her Sunday, yeah.
Yes, so,
But our goal, like in long-term goals, just make it so dead easy to use that you don't need documentation. But that's it.
So my question is there a way to log attendees? Does that exist already, or is there a way we can get to it, or how can we create
There's an
it?
attendance report that you can download after as a producer. So after the meeting, you can in a meeting object on the calendar, you'll see a link to download like statistics.
Okay, awesome.
I was going to show real quick, but go ahead. So on the attendee report, like if you go back to the meeting invite, you see here that there's a Q&A report and there's an attendee report that you can download straight from the invite.
Okay?
So you have that option to go between a public meeting or stream and within your organization. Is there a way to set Q&A to only internal versus everybody?
I don't think so.
Today there isn't, but it's a good question. Like what scenario would you want to enable that? I mean, you would want questions only from internal people and not from external folks.
It's just a question,
Yeah.
that could end up coming up, but
Yeah.
I could see where we're doing like a road show of some sort where
Right.
where it's primarily for our employees, but external people will view
Right.
it.
Like if you were training sales
Yeah.
folks and you wanted your partner sellers to also see
Yeah,
it, right?
also because if it's a public link, it's going to be relatively anonymous, I'm guessing.
Right.
Right.
That's good feedback. I mean, that's something we will consider as we go along.
Okay.
And if this comes as resonating high enough, then we will add it.
Hey, forget about us in the back. No.
Oh, hey,
Oh, sorry.
it's the bright lights.
Yeah,
I go to get a
you're blind,
cap,
you
a
can't
hat,
see
I
back
think.
here.
Yes, please.
Just two quick questions. What are your thoughts on PSTN join for attendees? And are there any thoughts of also doing the ability to specify globally where you want the meeting hosted? Your 3 data centers.
So we've talked about the PSTN attendee join. It's still something we're thinking through. You also need to consider obviously there's a cost associated with that. So for you as a customer, so we would, if we decided to do that, we would need to be coaching you through being mindful of the potential costs.
There's something we're looking at. However, I think more with the prevalence of mobile phones, and you can just open a browser and watch it, and you can watch it on Wi-Fi or like LTE or any kind of network. At least we are hearing from our customers that the PSTN join for attendees is not as critical. If there's alternate feedback to this, then we're happy to consider.
Just for a lot of people, especially globally, may still have network issues and just not be able to get the performance
Right?
Sure.
for a good experience.
Yeah. Right. Something we can look into. Just a second question. We talked about this in the meetings session Heidi and I did on Tuesday, but the gist of this is that the meeting is actually hosted in the region where your users are. For example, let's say you're an organizer, right? And you organize a meeting over here. You join the meeting, it'll be hosted, if you're here as in like your East Coast, it'll get hosted out of our Virginia data center. If you were over in Europe doing this, it would get hosted out of Europe, right? So we have automatic selection of the data center that makes sense.
And that's different than Skype for Business, right? Where the Skype for Business user location was determined based off of the tenant, and we could do some regionally hosted meetings, but all that's automated with Teams.
Yeah, and we wanted to be dynamic versus static because like there have been situations where you set this up, for example, like, and in Skype for Business it used to be like your EDL attribute, right? And then it's static. But if you travel and go to a different region, it's going to use, like if I go to Europe often, like for example, then it's going to host my meetings in the US West Coast, which actually gives me a slightly degraded quality. And we want to optimize it for where you are as opposed to what that location attribute is.
Great, good. That's good news.
Sure. So I've really enjoyed using this, Skype as well. And one of the things that I would be interested is in analytics moving forward as people use it more, especially the public, externally. Do you have any plans to do things like B2B and B2C authentication so that we only work with people externally who can sign in? So business to customer, consumer kind of relationships.
I'm trying to understand your question. Is the question that do we have any plans to do specific authentication for external users so they can authenticate?
So rather than just anonymous links to the public, I'd like to know
like a federated join.
Who's coming in, and it's generally the public, but not authenticated.
Good question. So one thing which is on our immediate roadmap is the ability to watch as a Teams guest, like or a Teams federated user. So you can add a Teams guest and then only Teams guests will be able to watch, for example, right? That's one way to do it. But we don't have plans to do some other type of authentication, like, I don't know, like OTP kind of stuff. I mean, that's not something.
The reason I ask is because, so if I publish this to the public with anonymous links, it's very hard to moderate things that happen on that event.
Right.
They do get published and recorded, etc. So that would be a really great feature to add.
Yeah, so the guest one is something that's coming. Like, but if you wanted to send it to like 10,000 users and have them join authenticated and they are external to your company, we don't have a good solution right now.
Okay.
Yeah, but if it's a limited number of guests, like you want to invite 50 guests to it, you can always add them.
That's a different story.
Yeah, that's federated meeting join, which we have in the core product.
So for example, people can sign in with a Google account as opposed to just
just anonymous.
Sure, I see what you're saying.
That's good. That's fair feedback. Something we'll consider, but we don't have it at this time. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, I see on your presentation you say it has to have a team client in order to join the team live stream. When I have a public event, I can't really control who has Teams or who doesn't.
Teams or a browser.
Okay, that's fine.
Teams or browser.
Yeah. Thank you for the question.
Or mobile.
Yeah.
I have a question on the multi-tenancy. So it's like I have a producer or the organizer sitting in US as well as the EMEA. So if the US organizer is feeding the audio and the video is feeding by the EMEA organizer, how the data feeds works basically. So it's like a EMEA for EMEA data center and US for US data center, and then CDN will distribute that content, or?
That's a good question. So the meeting is hosted in one location. It could be hosted in, let's say, US West or Europe, right? Let's pick if it's hosted in Europe, right? In that case, and there's only one audio stream for the meeting, but there can be multiple video streams.
Right. And the content as well.
And one content stream, right? So and when the meeting is hosted in one location means that there is the mixer for the meeting that is in that location. So all of your audio and video stream and the content stream is going to the mixer, generating one combined stream, and that is then going through the Azure CDN and getting distributed out.
So currently we're using Skype meeting broadcast. We don't have multi-tenancy enabled there basically. So our tenant is set up in the US basically. Who's ever set up the Skype meeting broadcast, if, so the presenter content is going on the US data center, and from there it's distributing to your Azure CDN network attendee basically.
This won't have this problem. For example, in this case, your example, if you're the US, if it's set up organized in the US, but like let's say you have.
Is in the EMEA,
Yeah, so it should work fine.
Okay, so I mean that whatever problem currently we have in the Skype team broadcast, it's actually resolved in the live meeting basically. So
in Teams, yeah. Okay. With Teams, you shouldn't have this problem.
Okay.
Basically.
Okay.
And the other thing to remember is that no matter from where you are, your media is not directly going to our data center in US or Europe. We have like worldwide presence of like thousands of Azure Edge sites, which basically, and they're in Latin America, they're pretty much on every continent, and there's like hundreds of them. So for example, like the nearest one to Orlando will probably be like 50 miles out from here, right? So your media is not going over the internet directly to the data center. It's actually going through the Azure edge side. It's going over Microsoft Azure network, which is like all dark fiber. And then over that network, it's going to the US or Europe. And then after that, once it's on network, it typically doesn't matter in terms of latency that much. It's not going to create that much latency because our network is optimized for like VoIP, voice, and video.
The follow-up question on that is basically, so like example, we have people sitting in the EMEA and US basically again, right? From our own corporate network talking to your edge network basically, right? So there is an internet, right? If the producer is sitting across the globe and some producer sitting here in the US, right? The data going over internet, again, I mean, we don't have
The local
control on
edge.
that, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Right. But the amount of data over the internet is fairly minimized. We also have Office 365 Express route, which essentially involves peering directly from like the enterprise to Office 365. That's an added option too.
Sorry, we're going to have to move on to another question.
Is going to be there for, sorry, the last question. Express path is going to be option.
We'll take that offline.
Yeah, we have that already actually. So that's something we can chat offline about.
Yeah, please, sir, in the back.
Just with meeting broadcast, are you allowing SRS units to join those as well as presenters?
Yeah, they should be able to.
So you just forward them the link, we get one touch join, and then I can.
That's something which we are working on. That's not directly available at this point as part of public preview, but that's part of our roadmap. Yeah, it'll come.
Thank you.
Speaking of roadmaps, as your roadmap on the regular Office 365 site, and are you using the same user voice for the rest of Teams?
Correct.
Perfect.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
We're here, or?
As I was getting hit by folks who are remote, not able to be here today, so this is actually their question. To the thorny question of having an intermediate step between everybody's authenticated in my tenant and everybody's completely anonymous and I have no idea who they are, so I can't moderate my meeting. Suggested intermediate step might very well be for the presenter, or rather the producer when they're setting it up, to simply be able to whitelist allowed domains. So say, I want to have a semi-public event. The people that I want to have attending are the people that I'm directly addressing. So, at Forbes.com addresses and at companyxyz.com addresses, but nobody else. So you can't sign in with a Gmail account that you created 5 minutes ago.
Yeah, so that's a good point. So we have something called federated join that's coming. So if a company is federated with, let's say, 5 other companies, for example, then automatically those federated guests will be able to join. And we're going to add an option for allow federated attendees. And then, so with that, then you don't have to whitelist the domains. It's just everybody in a federation list, those users they are authenticated because they're partners of your company, and then they can watch.
Yeah, the suggestion had been many organizations don't have open federation or have very specific requirements around federation that are tighter.
Okay.
My target audience. So whitelisting might help.
Oh, I see. So you're saying that there could be a different federation list.
Per event, correct.
I see. Per event. Okay. That's good feedback.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, so a question about the muting. I noticed that as a producer or a presenter, you had the option to mute all.
Yeah.
Do the end users have the option to unmute themselves if that option is selected?
Yes.
They can unmute themselves?
Yeah, you can unmute.
So if I'm hosting like a meeting that has 10,000 people in it, and I mute everyone because I want just the presenter to be able to speak, can I unmute, and start talking?
You can unmute they can unmute themselves if they want to, but the one thing to remember is that the inner meeting is only going to be 5 or 6 people. That's your event team.
Right.
That mute all option is only for the event team members. The attendees are the tens of thousands of people who are watching it. Exactly. They don't have audio channel back to you.
Okay, so it's just, so they can't talk over.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay.
They can't, yeah.
Exactly. Second question that I have is, are there any additional costs for these types of events that we should take into consideration when setting a meeting up? Like a streaming service? I mean, I know outside the E3 licensing requirements, there's not any additional cost that.
I mean, other than the cost, I mean, as you're optimizing from your firewall in, if you want to optimize down to, rather than having multiple streams, hitting every workstation that's feeding into the stream, you could take advantage of one of our partner, Hive Collective Ramp, to essentially use peering technology to help distribute the media so that you don't have the bandwidth impact.
There's no extra added
There's
cost
no
for Office
required
I'm not going to see like anything show up on my billing
No.
statement for a meeting, right?
That's the beauty of this thing. In terms of generally, I mean, it's all available in the as part of the base queues, and you can use it to broadcast it, and it's not like we're going to charge you for like the streaming, for example.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Hey, so I understand you can create a live event in Teams, Stream, Yammer. Are there any kind of caveats in terms of choosing between the three? I understand it's just a different kind of experience, but
That's a good question. So
Teams always best, I guess.
Oh, no, it depends on the use case.
depends. So for example, like Teams, like I said earlier, we want to democratize the creation of live events, right? So you want to produce it just from your laptop, for example. So this is a great, like you can go and set up the Teams live event quick start option gives you that, right? With Yammer and Streams, like Yammer, you can initiate the creation of live events. When you create, it actually goes to your Teams experience, okay? And then with Streams, you can create a live event option, but that has an external encoder set of things. And when you use the external encoder, it's actually not going into the Teams meeting at all. The external encoder is just going directly into Azure and then going and getting distributed. But you can't have stuff like multiple presenters. I mean, it's hard to have different videos, different content, manage the production experience, like for many people with that. So if you have a TriCaster, for example, right, and you just want to have one stream, and it's very simple, and you can plug it in, and that's the only broadcast, you could use that. But if you have a self-produced event with multiple presenters, then you would use Teams live events.
Think of the Teams client as your encoder.
Right.
And so if you want to have that simplified experience, and it is part of perhaps a project, or it's part of something that's already happening in Teams, the value of through Yammer is the executive connection scenario. Like even with Satya, we do this where we have our all hands, and we're able to have our all company chat right there on Yammer, and then with Stream, being able to essentially produce that experience anywhere. So think of the sources as being just dependent on what use case you're trying to drive. The nice part is that the experiences are flexible, but it's the same technology that we're taking advantage of.
Yeah. I mean, one thing we get is that if you, like, for example, our CEO has his own production team, right? It's like it's highly managed, highly produced, like Satya's, like Microsoft-wide all hands. So they already have like hundreds of thousands of dollars of equipment that they use to produce it, right? So in that case, they use it like TriCasters use it as an external encoder type event, and do it that way, right? But let's say I have my VP or like a general manager, and they're all hands. They're like, I mean, there's no big like production team managing it. It's just a simple create and then go produce it.
Does that answer your question?
Oh, totally, yeah.
Okay,
I mean, like anything, it's kind of do whatever you want. You guys give us all the tools, and then we can just kind of pick our
Give
own.
you all the arrows you can pull from your quiver.
Cool, thanks.
Excellent. I think we're actually out of time, so we'll take these two questions, and then
Just a couple quick ones. On the audio conferencing, I'm a little bit confused. The meeting invite goes out with the conference code on there. Is that just for the
that's
producer
just the inner meeting. That's just the event team.
Okay.
Yeah.
Question number 2 is we tend to have a lot of pre-canned videos that we want to present, and in Skype for broadcast, it seems like they just kind of stop.
Right.
What's the best method for broadcasting a video like that?
So sharing video with audio, I believe, is on the roadmap.
Yeah, sharing video with audio is on the roadmap. The way you would present it today is essentially like desktop share and play it, right?
It doesn't seem to work in Skype for broadcast, so.
Yeah, so we have video-based screen sharing, and what video-based screen sharing does essentially is going to take a video stream of your screen, of your laptop, and sending it out. And it's sending it out in high fidelity, like in terms of the FPS rate is about like 15 frames per second. So if you're playing a video in Teams meeting broadcast, it will be shared as a video-based screen share at high frame rate. So people will be able to watch it. Now, the only part which doesn't work today is that the audio from that video won't go out at the same fidelity to everybody,
That's on the roadmap.
And that's coming on the roadmap.
Yeah. And then, sorry, did you have one more question? Oh, no. Excellent. We made it, guys.
All right, thank you so much.
Friday.
Appreciate it.
All right.
Thank
Thank you. All right, enjoy the rest of your night.